Hey guys, I'm back. Maybe I'm back. Let's try. Let's see if I'm back. Let's see if I'm back. Oh my gosh, I think I might be back. Maybe I'm back. Okay, I'm back. What a disaster. Oh my gosh. Good night. All right, so hopefully, oh my gosh. Oh, how terrible was that? Ugh. Ugh. Okay. All right, so holy crud. I have returned. Sorry, I just have to post on Facebook and make sure everyone knows that I'm back. I will get to crafting again in a second. I'm so sorry about this disruption, everyone. So, yeah. So what happened is someone flagged my video for a community guidelines violation, and YouTube is, I think, automatically granting those because they don't have people to review them right now. And when I got the notification that I had a community guidelines violation, I also got a notification that people are getting them who haven't violated the guidelines because they don't have enough people working on it. So I appealed it and I'm back, and hopefully that's the end of it. But, all right. Hopefully that is it. Hopefully we are all good. Yeah. So we should be okay for now. So, yeah. My goodness. What drama. All right. Okay, let me just make sure. I still have to respond to everyone who let me know that I'm not back, that I'm back, so that everyone gets that info. Let me just keep doing that. I just didn't want, I wanted to start the stream and make sure it's working before I said that I was back. So, yeah. Oh, goodness. Okay. Um, all right, let me try and do my best here with Facebook. I'm gonna do it from my computer instead of my phone. I think I'll be a little bit faster. So you'll hear me typing. I am very sorry about this. I mean, I'm apologize. It's not my fault, but I am sorry for the disruption. You know, since we're so looking forward to our crafty day. So, um, we'll hopefully be all good. I'm just going to open every single notification that I have. And then hopefully I can just type I'm back really quickly to all of them. And that'll be that. All right. All right. So, yeah. So I'm back. Hopefully this is, just a one-time thing that someone was just bored and they swung through and, whatever. We'll see. Anyway, how are you guys? While I was unclear when I was whether or not I was broadcasting, I got everything taped. So that got accomplished while we were gone. So, you know, that's good. All right, let me reply to everyone. I'm back. I'm just replying I'm back. So if you see a million notifications for me saying I'm back, that's what that is. And if you get more than one, I'm just replying to every comment rapidly. I'm not checking if I already replied to that person. So some of you may get notifications from me more than once that I'm back. So, but yeah, it was definitely flagged by a person. It was not an auto flag, so. Okay, almost done, friends. Almost done. I think I got everybody. At least once. Oh no, 26 more comments. I did not get everyone. I was incorrect about that. Okay. I'm going to stop responding to Gretchen because I know I already got her. So, I know I got Priya, I know I got Francis, I know I got Leah, I know I got Candy, Leah, Bev, I got Bev, I think. I'm just, I'm back. Okay. Reply. Back. Yeah, I think that's it. Okay, we're good. All right, we're good. Okay. Yay. Oh my gosh. Okay, I am back. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to stop the recording and start it again so that this part of all the drama was not on the recording, so that when you're doing the project you don't have to sit through all of this. So that does not stop the stream. So just hang tight, okay? Nothing, that doesn't stop the stream. So just hang tight. You won't even notice that I'm gone. Hey everybody, I'm back. YouTube was having some issues. They seem to be resolved. Hopefully they will stay resolved. And we are gonna have class again. I just need to adjust the temperature of the camera. And because it's crazy right now. And then we will be good to go. All right, good to go. We are good to go now. Looks more normal. Hello. Okay, so while I was in jail, I taped all the pockets. So you want them to look like this. So you want the tape on the back of the flap, and then these, you want the tape on the inside and they fold up, and that's what it looks like. So it just looks like a pocket with a flap. That's what we want. So before we actually fold that up, there's two more things we're going to do. One is we're going to use our template for the pocket to put our notch, you know. So we're going to do that. And then after we've done that, we'll start decorating. Well, we won't start decorating. We'll do whatever. We'll assemble them all and then we'll decorate. Did I get bread and water while I was in jail? No, I did not. I got, they did have Crystal Light though. It's a very fancy jail. So when you're doing your pocket, you want to see this, the extra flap at the top, not at the bottom. I guess it probably doesn't matter. There's like literally only one way you can stick this on here. So never mind. Don't worry about it. Don't stress yourself out. But when I was doing some research this week for all the food boxes and the food delivery and stuff, one of the things I was like, what if I can't get Crystal Light? But I wanted to find out if there was something like Crystal Light, but that had natural sweetener and not artificial sweetener. So I did some research, and that's when I found Stur, S-T-U-R. So we're going to try Stur. So for, like I said, it's, you know, mostly we drink water, but sometimes you're like, I just don't want to drink water right now, but you don't want to drink soda or something with sugar or calories or whatever. So that's when I would drink Crystal Light. But Crystal Light has aspartame, and while I'm not like 100% on board with the like aspartame like destroys the world crowd, you know, if I could have a natural sugar, I would, a natural sweetener, I would have a natural sweetener. You know what I mean? So and then I do have a friend who's actually allergic to aspartame. She can't have like Diet Coke or anything. So I guess she can have Stur, you know. All right, so welcome back. Thank you all for hanging out and trying to, you know, get back in the stream. Really appreciate it. Thanks for sticking with me. All right, so now I'm going to take my 1-inch hole punch, and I'm going to punch out the holes I just traced. And again, how to make this template is in the instructional video that's included with the album basics guide. All right. So, yeah, that's what happens to her, Dawn. She gets terrible, terrible migraines if she has, specifically aspartame is the one that will bother her. And these are made with like Trulia or Stevia. I don't remember which one. The Stur, S-T-U-R. And it's a small family business, which, you know, I'd rather support a small family business than a large food manufacturer when I have the opportunity. So hopefully they'll be just as tasty. They certainly have a more interesting variety. Like we were more interested in a lot of the Stur flavors than we were. Oh yeah, and Barbara just pointed out in the chat that this template is also one of the SVGs, bonus SVGs that she made for this project. So if you have the project you have and you like to do SVGs, it is in there for you. Or you like to do cutting with your, you know, machine, then it's there for you. And so is the pocket. So you don't have to do the pocket either. All right, so now that I've punched everything with my 1-inch hole punch, we're gonna start assembling them. So I'm gonna show you the assembly of one. All right, but what we need to do is we need to cut this corner so that it's a 45-degree angle so we can fold them underneath. And then this one we just need to cut the edge just enough so it doesn't get stuck on the score line. All right, so then we're going to take this one, and it just needs to be enough that it's not going to get caught. So it doesn't have to be like a perfect 45-degree angle. It just has to be a notch, you know, so that when this closes, it's not touching the score line right there. And then that's it. We just close it. Literally, that's what we do. So I'm going to do that, and then we'll do the rest of them. And again, you can fit 6 of them on the page style B the way that I'm doing it. So that's another, you know, 18 4x6 photos. So. All right, and then just, you know, burnish. And then last thing is I'm going to chomp the corners. And give them a tag chomp. So I'm going to use the large tag side of the large angle side of the angle punch from We Are Memory Keepers so that it'll look like this. All right. And yes, it will chomp part of this corner. I don't know how to avoid that. I don't think it's possible. Yeah, it's not possible. I don't know why I'm even just think it through. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go through and just cut all of their corners on my trimmer. You know, we're just going to assembly line the rest of these. My brother said that the AC guy is one of those that comes right at the very end of the window. He says he's halfway through the window, or no, the window ends at 4 and he's still not there. So it sounds like my brother's going to be stuck at the house for a while before he can hit the IKEA. But yeah, he doesn't have to go in the IKEA. He just goes in that area where you would normally pick up your furniture, show his ID, and then they load the stuff in your vehicle, I think is how it goes. So Scott will be, that's my brother's name, Scott, if you didn't know. So Scott will be off to IKEA when he's done with the AC guy. All right, and now I just peel the tape and close them. Oh no, Dawn, that's too bad. Probably Gretchen, because, you know, people will, you create habits over the course of 6 weeks. So if it's going to be like, you know, until the summer, then yeah, I can see that being the case. That we'll just all be in the habit of buying stuff online. That's what I think. So we'll see. So hopefully Mr. Lifeguard and I will build a habit of drinking 2 vegan smoothies a day. That's not a terrible habit to have. Exactly, Diana. That's what I was saying. This is the moment we've all been training for. All of us, they told us we were just hoarding craft supplies for no reason, but now who's laughing? Us, because we're having a craft party. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna... All right, so now that I've closed up all the pockets, I'm gonna chomp all their corners with the large angle. Oh no, Priya, that's terrible. Priya's office got converted to the temporary remote work room. No, Priya's craft room is the office. That's a tragedy. That's really It's the saddest thing I've heard all day. She really likes turkey, Bev. She really does. She loves it. She loves it. Mr. Lifeguard and I were posting, because people at work have been posting their remote setups in Slack, and like how they've all got their offices set up. And Mr. Mr. Lifeguard's office is, it's like, because that's where he works all the time. So he's got like his boom mic for conference calls, and I bought him a poster that's behind him where it looks like the Millennium Falcon looks when it goes into hyperdrive or whatever in Star Wars. You know how the streaks of stars. So it looks like he's like hurtling through space. I put it behind him. So I put it behind him, and so when he's on the camera for his conference calls, he looks like he's hurtling through space. It's a giant poster. It takes up the whole wall. It's really cool. He loves it. And so yeah, he's been posting his workstation like, you guys are all just amateurs. Everyone has like a phone and a laptop. And he's got like 3 monitors and a laptop on a stand and his regular PC, and he's got all his stuff. And then when we post pictures of what my office looks like, people are just like, what is she even doing in there? So, all right. So now I just need to make the actual tags that go in these, which I also have a template for. I still need this template to, I don't know. I need it for something. Oh, for the liner, the paper liner that goes on this. So again, the measurements for this tag that goes inside, they're included on page 10 of the album basics guide. And we can do a pinwheel for these. Now we have to adjust our pinwheel slightly. So because we need to make a 7 1/4 inch pinwheel. So, but that's okay. You know, I mean, it'll be fine. So we're going to do that. So normally on the 5x7 pinwheel, we put the paper at 5 and we cut up to 5, and that gives us pieces that are 5 and 7. Since we need 7 1/4, it's the same idea, only it's 4 3/4 instead of 5. And you know what, just to make it easier, we'll do 4 1/2. So you put it at 4 1/2 and you cut up to 4 1/2. And so it's the exact same thing. It's just, instead of the 5x7 pinwheel, it's the 4 1/2 by 7 1/2 inch pinwheel. Yes, and Barbara is saying in the chat that there's also SVGs for the tags themselves and for the hole protectors that go in the tags. So there are SVGs for these as well, and you can get them out of 1 12x12 probably. Oh gosh. Priya is willing to help anyone, except she will continue to side-eye her hubby until he gets out of her craft room. He does need to sit at the kitchen table. Exactly. The pinwheel you can do with any 2 measurements that are, if you add the 2 sides of your object, if if you add the two sides, one, if this side plus this side, if those two sides added together are less than 12, then yes, you can do it with any measurement. So like, for example, if you wanted to cut a 12 by 12 into quarters, you'd cut at 6, right? That would be the 6 by 6 pinwheel, and you'd make 6 by 6. 5 by 7, 4 by 8, anything as long as they together are not more than 12. If together they're more than 12, then you can't do it. But as long as they're not more than 12, you absolutely can. All right, so I'm going to cut these down to the final size and shape now that I've cut them out of the paper. And I'll be right back. All right, so I'm cutting 4 at a time. Diana, I think you can use SVGs with Cricut, but you need software, maybe. But I think you can use SVGs with Cricut. But that you might need some kind of software subscription. Okay. So just because I'm being lazy, what I'm going to do is I'm going to punch through all of these at once because I do have the chomper, you know, the power punch it's called. You need Cricut Design Space. Okay, so yes, you can use the bonus SVGs with a Cricut if you have Design Space. Awesome. And so because I have the power punch, I can punch through chipboard, so I can punch through 4 at a time. And then I'll cut down on the amount of time it takes to make these, just a little bit. And then the same thing with my corner chomper. You know, I can do all of them at once. All right. Okay, perfect. So now we need to keep the power punch out because we use the power punch for our hole reinforcers. So I need 6 of these total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we just have 2 spares that I'll keep with the template for next time. All right, and now we need to make our hole reinforcers. I have scrap, okay, a bunch of scrap that I cut off the edges of the pockets, so that's what we'll use to make them. And we don't need the 1-inch hole punch for this. I think it's more aesthetically pleasing to do the 1/4-inch hole punch and the 3/4-inch hole punch. I think that looks better. But I mean, if you only have the 1-inch, do the 1-inch. And then we need to make 12 of these. 12 of these. I'm going to do one more in case I was off in my measurements with any of these. All right. And then once I've punched the 1/4 inch hole, I just come through and I center that in. Let me show you. I center the hole of the 1/4 inch hole. I center that in my 3/4 inch one. So it's a lot easier to punch a 1/4 inch hole first and then center it in the 3/4 inch hole than it is to punch the 3/4 inch circle and try and punch a 1/4 inch circle in the middle of it. Okay, so that's why I do it this order. Because I can see what I'm doing. All right. Oh, wow. Good girlfriend. If you guys ever need an annoying lint and you want to practice patience, I offer you this. I tell you, instead of doing a negative, set yourself a positive that you will obey all traffic laws strictly as written. I promise you that you will suffer. You may think, I mean, that doesn't sound like a big deal. It's a big deal. You know, it means fully stopping at every stop sign. It means always driving the speed limit, the exact speed limit, including in neighborhoods where it's like 5 miles per hour because there's some kids that play around there. I mean, not speeding up to go to catch the yellow, always signaling for however many seconds is required in your state for switching lanes. You know, I mean, it's painful. And then what I recommend you do is whenever you feel that pain and you're anxious or you're mad or you're irritated or you feel like you're going so slow, whatever, then that's when you ask for patience. Ask to be taught patience. And it's brutal. It's brutal, I promise you. It's a tough one. It's a tough one. When I was commuting an hour to work each way, I would rather give up coffee or anything. I would rather give up my favorite thing, whatever it was, than do that. So I did that one I started doing it in high school and I did it for years. I don't do it now because I don't have to drive to work, so I don't really drive enough that I would feel it. But that's one, if you're looking for one that you really want to, like, you know, but you do eventually get used to it and then you do stop being stressed about driving. Because what happens is you get this attitude of like, well, this is out of my control. And you really do, it is good. So it does teach you. It does teach you something. So, but yeah, it's a tough one. That's a tough one. So, next Lent, remember that one. All right, so then I put glue and then I press it down, flip it over, burnish it with my finger, glue, press it down. Done. That's it. And then you're going to have tags that match your pockets. Okay, my phone's going off. I have to check, make sure it's not my brother. Oh, Oh, so that was Facebook. When the craft room gets converted to the home office with screens everywhere. Oh my gosh, there are screens everywhere. Oh dear. Oh no. Poor Priya. Poor Priya. Aww. The smile is really like the salt in the wound, isn't it, Priya? He does look like he's getting too comfortable. It's true. Yeah. So tomorrow my brother and I start to tear down the craft room and move it piece by piece over to the new house. And we're going to have to work to get everything arranged just so this is his main project for the week. You know, yes, he needs to build me this platform for the chairs so people can see the TV. And yes, he's going to put the shelving up in my breakfast nook to turn it into a prep kitchen, which he's picking that shelving up from IKEA today. So we're starting the move officially the bulk of the move is going to be done on the 27th, 28th, and 30th because that's when the packers will be here and the professional movers. So they're going to do most of it. But my brother is here right now. He's here through the 24th, or rather he leaves on the 24th, so he's here through the 23rd to work. My brother's here right now to work through the 23rd, and I flew him down here because he got the restaurant where he works, they laid off all the employees. So because of coronavirus, and they're closing the restaurant. So he is unemployed right now. And so we flew him down here so that he can help me with moving the broadcast room. That's his main job, is to help me move the broadcast room. All right, and then when I slip this in, this should be perfectly framed. Ah, it is perfectly framed. Look at that. Okay, so last time these pockets, I messed them up, but this time I got them right. This time I got them right. All right, so perfect. So yeah, so he's working on moving the broadcast room for me. Yeah, we are very sorry for him, you know, because of course the company doesn't have to hire everyone back at the end, you know, and they fired everyone before there were any protections in place for the workers. So, yeah. All right, so now what we need to do is going to I'm going to stamp these really quickly. I think I have a way of stamping these I'm only going to stamp one side just to, you know, hurry it up. But just that way they look a little nicer. I know last time I refused to stamp them because I was kind of in a hurry. But this time I'll do it. So what I do, if it's longer, so I have this set up so that it's perfectly centered on something that's 4.25 by 6.25. If it's longer, I line up the edge with 6.25, and then I just let the rest of it hang off, and that usually works. Well, my dad has two jobs. One of the jobs he's not doing at all. I don't know what the other job is, if they're telecommuting or if they're working or what. But so he has a job that he works with the Fed. See, look how nice that worked out. So there we go. All right. So I was right. I can use this. So he has two jobs. One job is he has a job for the federal government where he teaches government employees, whatever, at the Defense Acquisition University, how to write government contracts or how to put out like requests for proposal and go through all the contract negotiations and all of that. So that's one job he has. And then he has another job where he works for a consultancy company teaching government contractors, employees of government contractors, how to negotiate contracts with the government. So, and then sometimes if they get backed up at his government job, sometimes the government will take out contracts with the contracting company and he'll just teach government employees through his other job. So anyways, what they're not doing is they're not teaching any of those classes. So, if there's other stuff he does for the government other than teach classes about this, then I don't know if he's probably doing it from home, would be my guess, but he's not flying around the country teaching those classes right now. So they're all canceled, I think, through May. Yeah, I think through May for now. And then I don't know if he's going into work. And then my mom, she works at a church, and her diocese canceled everything. Like, they're not even having mass in her diocese on Sundays. So she's not doing anything either. So she's also at home. So the two of them are at home together. So I guess this is a test run for retirement to see if to see if they can do it without murdering each other. All right, so now we've got our tags ready to go. So now we just need to decorate these pockets. So let's stick them in the book first, maybe? How do you want to do it? Should we stick it in the book and then decorate them? Or will that be harder? Oh, I didn't make the tags for the back. Okay. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take just 4.25 by 6.25 mats. I'm going to quickly stamp 6 of them, and then we'll put a decorative pattern paper on the back. How's that? That's what we'll do. All right, that way I'm not, okay. So, all right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 white mats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 white mats. I'm running kind of low on white mats, so There has been an uptick, I think, in the Chinese divorce rate because of it, because people are like, I guess, you know, obviously it's not like this is making people unhappy. It's people who were already unhappy and just were spending so much more time together than normal with like no buffer. So we'll see. We'll see. Mr. Lifeguard and I have been laughing at all the memes about people who are now having to spend all day with their spouses, like not loving it. So, and someone posted that the way that he and his wife were getting through it is that they invented a imaginary third coworker named Cheryl, and they just blame everything on Cheryl. And we were we were joking that we already have one of those that is named Liz. So that we've already been always blaming everything on Liz. Anything that's annoying, we're just like, Liz. So we already had a system in place for this instance. So Gretchen says people didn't get why I was unhappy that my hubby started working from home last year. They get it now, Gretchen. They get it now. Fran says Cheryl's my sister's name and it fits. Cheryl's a troublemaker. Cheryl's a troublemaker. So yeah, so we just blame everything on Liz. I was like, I guess if we wanted to be nice, we could start blaming everything on Cheryl. But it's just, it's so convenient. So. Yes, exactly. Yeah, my brother. My poor brother. I mean, my brother is lucky that he has a really good familial safety net. Mr. Lifeguard and I can afford to hire him to help us with this move. And my parents can always, like, if it lasts so long that, he's just really desperate, my parents are there for him. And they'll be able to help. But, like, there's a lot of people who are in the same situation as my brother who don't have that. And it sucks. It really sucks. It really shows some of the issues with the current system. That it can't handle anything bad happening. At all. Like, at all. So. All right. So, what we're going to do is we're going to tape all of these photo mats and tape them to the back. And then we'll start decorating. So let me just get my tape. Gretchen says the next Secret Life of Pets will just be everyone home and the pets like, what the heck? He did not work for a chain. He works for a celebrity chef. I said that they should blast the celebrity chef on Facebook and call the Washington Post's food critic and let him know what happened. But they don't want to, they don't want to risk not being able to get hired back when it's over, So it's a tough situation. But Scott, my brother was like, well, he's going to get away with it. And I was like, he's only going to get away with it if you guys don't say anything, Because there are other celebrity chefs who didn't do this, like Jose Andres, and of course, you know, that guy was nominated for a Peace Prize, so he's not quite this, like, he's on another level of generosity and kindness. But he closed all his restaurants and is paying his employees to cook for the community so that people have access to food. You know, so he's just taking the financial hit himself, and he's not passing it on to his poor employees. He works at a very upscale restaurant, yes. But, you know, yeah, they could probably do takeout, they could do delivery. You know, they could have found some Uber drivers to work with who could have like just done deliveries for them. I'm sure there's something they could figure out if they had spent an ounce of creativity, you know, trying to be humane. But he's, you know, he's obviously a person, he's just a person who cares about money. He's not a person who cares about people. And there are people like that. I will let you guys know. I told him I'd tweet about it, but you know, he and I have the same last name, so they'd know, you know, who it was. So he's thinking about it. He's thinking about it. You know, I told him that he could probably withhold his name if he talked to the Washington Post, but he said he's afraid that they'll take it out on everyone and just hire all new people because there'll be so many servers looking for work afterwards. So who knows? So we're doing what we can to help. You know, we've been tipping delivery really high, trying to do what we can. But like, you know, yeah, it's just gonna be tough. Yeah, not everyone can do delivery or takeout. This guy does suck. He's a multimillionaire. You know, he has more than one Aston Martin. Okay. So this is not a guy who is this is not a mom and pop restaurant with someone, you know, he's got book deals. He's got all of it. So this is not a guy operating on the margins. This isn't a mom and pop that like literally can't afford it. You know, he's just sucks. There are restaurants that have had to lay off all their employees because they like genuinely can't afford it. And I feel bad for those owners too, because I'm sure that was a heartbreaking decision to have to make. Well, Ellen, I want to make sure I don't want to get any of them in trouble. Like I said, they're afraid that none of them will get hired back if someone tells. Let me text my brother. All right, I'm texting him. Okay. I don't think they are guaranteed to get hired back. I think they're just worried. Yeah. Okay, so when you put the ones on the back, you want to put them where with a tab on the bottom. Yeah, I think he doesn't. He's not into it. So, all right. I can understand why they're worried, and I don't want to be the reason that they don't get hired back, but I am not happy that he's being such a jerk. So, well, I think he was ahead of the curve and he got them before. I think that's the that's a problem that my brother and his fellow employees are dealing with, is this guy actually rushed them out the door before any legislation was passed about it. So they don't think he is legally in the right, I think, technically. I mean, he's obviously morally wrong, but I don't think he did anything illegal. It wasn't illegal at the time. It became illegal a few hours later, but so anyways, I feel bad. I feel bad. So, but yeah, just be kind to each other. Help out where you can. Did I only make 5 of these? Oh my gosh. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5? What is my problem? I almost put this on upside down. Oh, it's on my desk. It's on my desk. I remember. There's the one that I made all the way through, and it's sitting on my other desk. Phew! Phew! All right, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, so now they go like this. Yep, we got that right. So now we need 1 inch by 4 1/4 inch strips to go on these. And I think what we'll do is I'm going to try and let me pull up the previous page and see what we did. But I think oh look, I left myself a note. What the heck? This note was written by a deranged person. Who wrote this note? Pass Kathryn! Pass Kathryn! Is it one of the inserts, maybe? It's got to be for one of the... Cheryl did it! And maybe we'll just, instead of blaming everything on past Kathryn, we'll blame everything on my non-existent, crafting assistant, Cheryl. Yeah, I think it's got to be one of the inserts. So, all right, this time, on this one, I made the pockets too small, right? I made them an inch shorter than they were supposed to be, which is why we have this 1 inch buffer right here. So on this one, we'll stick them all right to the edge and it'll be fine. And then we've got this one piece that goes all the way through. So we need one long piece that can go all the way through. And then we need one decorative strip here to hide our metal pieces. And then the rest of it is just, so what we'll do is whatever's here, we'll put a strip of it on the back so that we don't have to, we only need 8 pieces of paper. We need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for the pockets, 1 to go all the way down, 1 to decorate the edge. So we need 8 pieces. So, okay. All right. But yeah, this is the book. You know, this is page B in action. And then, so let us now then, yeah. All right, let's go. So we can look at our long pieces, anything that's still long, and put it on the side. And I'm thinking maybe this red stripe would be good on the side. So it'd be like the red stripe on the edge here, and then all the pieces on top of it, like that. And then we would just, whatever we have going all the way through has to be wide enough. Specifically, has to be like 7.5 inches wide. So it has to be a big enough strip to go all the way across, and it has to look good with this red. So these two are an option. That's a combo we could do. This one is one we could do. We could reverse what we did on the previous page and use the stars on the side and the stripe running all the way through. Although the stripe's really intense when it's so much of it, so maybe not. Maybe not. I kind of like these two. All right. Oh, I know. Back when I planned this, everyone had cruises, and now, you know. Took so long to finish half the fun that it delayed this and made it untimely. So let's see what else we've got. We could do a yellow stripe. The yellow and the red. I've also got these guys. They're pretty cute. Oh, and we have a thick blue stripe. All right, what do we do here? Okay. This one we could use running all the way through as well, because oh no, we couldn't. That's a lie. Because I was like, we can just cut it in half. We can't, because it's bigger than 7 inches. So this one, no. All right, so this one's a no. All right, so let's think. Let's use the red stripe. Let's just commit to the red stripe. And then let's put the red stripe with these. Do we like those? Or do we like the blue? Or what's this? Oh, that's the notebook paper scrap, so all right. Or we could do the plaid and the blue. Ooh, I like the plaid and the blue. That's a nice combo. Let's do the plaid and the blue. Okay, that's what we'll do. We'll do these two together. All right, so that solves the first issue. Then the second issue is we've got to find our 6 pieces that we can use for our pockets. So that one's big enough. That one's too skinny. That one's too short. That one's big enough. This one we can't use because we're using it there, but this one's big enough. So we've got 3 scraps there, 4 scraps that are going to give us the right size. So we just need 2 more. And then we can get sticking it all together. All right. Oh, I do need strips for the back. Maybe we should just pick 1 or 2 things to alternate for the back. Like I can do 4 with this map paper. I have enough of the map to do a few. Or maybe with these, I can use some of these too. 1, like some of these smaller ones. This one, not that one, it's boring. This one I can use. All right, so we can use a few of these to fill in. And then the other 2 I'll cut big enough that we can cut off their ends or something. Okay, so we just need, that's too narrow, but this one is not. Oh wait, we already have a blue. Okay, let me pull them so I can see what they are, so I don't repeat. So we can do this one, and we can do maybe 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe we'll do this one and the stripe. Oh no, we're doing this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's do another dark blue. We'll do this one. Okay. All right. And then we'll work with the scraps to make the pieces to go on the back. Okay. So we are in good shape, but So we are out of time. Now, since we had some struggles, I'm going to go a little bit over, but I'm not going to go like tons over. What I'll do is I'll put one all the way together so that it's on the video. And then, oh, we also need liners for them. They've got to have liners. So, all right. Cool. All right. So I've got a lot to do to get one done. So we're going to get one done all the way, and then that's where I'll stop it. I'm going to have to print some more paper, I think. How did I do the liners on this one? Did I not line them? I didn't. Did I think that was going to be a waste of paper? Maybe. All right. Or was I just lazy? All right, so with this, what I do is I'm going to take the paper and put it on the template for the pocket so that it's got 1/8 of an inch all the way around. And then just carefully flip it over and trace the back. And then I get the 1 1/4 inch punch. So not the 1 inch punch that I used, but the 1 1/4 inch punch, which is the next one up. And then I'm going to frame that one so that it's like 1/8 of an inch all the way around, and then I punch. All right, and that way, when I lay this down on my pocket, it frames, see, it frames the hole. By going up one punch, you're going to frame that hole. That's nice. Gives it a more professional finished look. I think we voted to leave it blank because it's A, it saves a bunch of paper, and B, the white looks good against the blue because that's a very nautical color scheme. So yeah, I think we did it on purpose. And I agree with us. We made the right call, I think. Because we're going to use so much paper just to line them, and the white does look good against the blue. All right, and then since this is the first one, we need to decorate this one as well. So I'm going to decorate it before I stick it down. That way I can use liquid glue if I need to. Yeah, I like the blue better. I'm going to go with the square. Past Kathryn was so smart. Past Cheryl. Past Cheryl, yeah. Past Cheryl, she's a genius. She's a genius. Or maybe when it's something good, it was past Kathryn, and when it's something bad, it was Cheryl. That way, I'm always blameless. What do you think about that? That way, it's never my fault. Yeah, I don't think, I'll save these for later. Now we'll just be confused. All right. This paper pack is called Cruisin' and it's by Simple Stories. I think I'm going to go with this. And then I've also mixed in, yes, some of Remember the Magic from Paper Phenomenon. I'm going to go into the bag that's got like these little life preservers, and I think we'll tuck like a life preserver back behind this maybe. Or what we might do is we might cut the life preserver in half so that we can use it on two different pieces. Just flipping through and looking for other little goodies. I do like the little hat with the life preserver there. It's too bad that this is so close to the background of this, because that would be kind of a fun thing to include, the little oar. But maybe the little tiny, I have a tinier lighthouse. Ooh, here we go. What do we think? Do we need is the lighthouse and the life preserver too much? Was the blue life preserver better maybe? Or we have a wheel, a ship's wheel we could cut off. Okay, we'll cut off the dockside from the ship's wheel and use the ship's wheel with the hat. How's that? And with a little anchor. All right. Okay, so that's what we'll do. All right, well, let's try the lighthouse. And you can vote on lighthouse versus anchor. So this is anchor, and anchor would be a 1, and then a lighthouse would be a 2. All right, so this is 2, and this is 1. While you guys are voting, I'm going to cut off the dockside. Okay, so the anchor is winning. So we'll go with the anchor. And so what I've done when I cut it off is I've cut it off in a way that I can put a black line around it. So I left the white with the ship's wheel. And with the dock side, I'm going to remove the white completely. And that way I get 2 embellishments that look like they were always meant to be 2 embellishments. And don't look like they were cut apart at all. Okay, alrighty. So I'll put the dockside back in with the lighthouse. And the life preserver, because we're not using the life preserver. Okay, and we'll put that all back in the embellishment bag. And that's some extra journaling paper that I cut for this project and then didn't put any places to journal because I'm smart. All right. So I'm going to kind of center this on my mat. I'm going to peel I'm going to ink the edges first. Just enough so that the edge is not white. I'm not trying to do anything like make it look blue. And then I'm going to peel the tape. I cut these all out by hand because I taped them all and then I cut them out. That's how I know. You could cut them with a machine. If you cut them with a machine, you just have to, you would just have to glue them. That's all. That's the only change you would have to make. All right, so see on this, I don't know how easy it is for you to see, but there's a point where the black line stops being around it. So we're just going to use the Sharpie to fix it up. So I'm going to grab the Sharpie. And when you use the Sharpie method, you're not drawing on your piece. You're drawing on your scrap and you're dragging the edge along your piece. All right. And so what that does is it finishes off the edge. So now the edge has this ever so slightly has a black line. But if I had drawn on the edge, see how thick the Sharpie line is? You know, I'm going to get a much thicker line than I want if I think of it as I'm drawing on the edge of the paper. And now when we stick this down, it'll look like it was always like this. Okay. So I'm just going to peel the tape from my wheel. Yeah, Cheryl didn't want a journal. I'm going to press it down, then I'm going to flip it over and burnish. And that looks adorable. So now we'll just add our jaunty little hat, or maybe all right, do you like the hat? So, okay. Hat number 1, hat number 2, what do you think? All right. No hat at all, just this. All right, let's do it Let's do it like this. Okay. So I'm going to assign all new numbers. All right, so no hat at all would be this. And let's say this is 5. All right, so if you like this the best, you'll type a 5. Hat in the corner with the anchor would be 6. And then hat on the anchor would be 7. All right. So 5, 6, 7. And I'm going to clean up some of the white on the anchor here. All right. So it looks like 6 is winning. I'm going to put the anchor down. All right, so once I press it where I want it, I flip it over and I'm going to burnish from the other side. With spindlier things, I like to burnish from the other side so I don't risk knocking into them. And then we'll put the hat in the corner because I see more 6s than anything else. All right. And, all right, good. Now, I'm gonna glue this on my pocket. Just gonna use a liquid glue. And then that'll be where we stick it down. All right. And once I'm sure the edges are all stuck down, I'm going to flip it over and burnish it. Okay. All right. So that's one page, and then you'll stick your tag in, okay? And that frames that, and then this will be the top of the waterfall, and then all the rest of them will follow it down the page. So when I come back tonight, we'll start with, we'll stick these to the page. We'll finish decorating them, then we'll stick them to the page, and then we'll decorate the rest of the page, add the metal for the magnets, and if there's time, we'll make the closure for the pocket. So that's what we'll be doing when we come back tonight. I will be back at 5 p.m. Eastern USA time tonight. That is 4.5 hours from now. So whatever time it is where you are now, add 4.5 hours, and that's when I'll be back. So I will be back tonight. The videos for today's show will be in our classroom archives. There's a link in the description below to learn more about how to access our archives, to see this and any other videos. And there is a guide to creating this album available from our website as well, which is also linked in the video description below. So when we come back, we will keep working. We'll be back at 9 p.m. Eastern USA time, which is 4.5 hours from now. So yeah, 4.5 hours from now, because it's 4:30 where I am now. So that's when I'll be back. So thanks so much for joining me. Thanks for your patience earlier this afternoon. Hopefully tonight will go smooth as silk. I will see you back here. We will have more fun with the Cruisin' album with page style B, and then we'll work on our inserts for the pocket if there's time. So thanks so much for watching. I'll be back at 9 p.m. Eastern USA time, which is 4.5 hours from now. It's 4:30 here now. I don't know where it is, what time it is where you are, but add 4.5 hours and I'll be back. So thanks so much for watching. Have a wonderful afternoon. Enjoy yourselves. Stay safe. Remember to drink plenty of water, and I'll see you all later. Bye now.